The second program for the Modesto Symphony on November the 2nd and 3rd is one that I'm very excited about, partly because it's Beethoven's Fourth Symphony, which I really love, but we're using the whole program to celebrate the extraordinary support of Jean and Bette Belle Smith, who have recently both passed away. So the concert is going to be dedicated to them. There are going to be refreshments in the lobby before both the Friday and the Saturday night concerts. And it's really a wonderful way to bring the whole community around the symphony and around their very special support and gifts to the symphony over a very long period of time. It's a very exciting and very challenging one for me personally. I'm going to be picking up my cello, which I've played all my life. I was a professional cellist before I became a conductor. I'm going to be playing a concerto by a friend of mine, one of my oldest friends, who is a very renowned composer in England. He was also a violinist with the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. He wrote this cello concerto I think he finished it not even a year ago. And by a set of circumstances, the world premiere has now fallen to me and with the Modesto Symphony. I'm very excited about performing new pieces. You never know what is going to enter the repertoire. We might be playing a concerto this weekend that could be played by soloists, for the next 100 years. We just don't know. And that's one of the exciting things about new music, the freshness that it brings to the repertoire. The first half of the program is going to be conducted by our wonderful associate conductor Ming Luke, who also directs our youth orchestra program really wonderfully. He's going to be conducting the Thieving Magpie Overture by Rossini before the cello concerto that I'll play. This is one of the most famous overtures of all time. Rossini was a prolific opera composer, extremely talented at being able to produce things just at a moment's notice, particularly the overtures, which were sometimes written on the fly with papers being tossed out of the window to the copyists, who would then get them to the musicians just a day or so before the performances. But the Thieving Magpie Overture I think it was performed first in 1817. Rossini wrote 40 operas by the time he was 37, just after Beethoven died. And then he didn't do too much after that. He did a lot of cooking. He always had a bon mot at the drop of a hat. There was one group of people that approached him about giving money to raise a statue of the composer in his hometown. And Rossini said something like, "Well, if you give me that much money, I'll stand there myself." He's a very funny man, and the music really reflects the sort of freshness of the period, which after the Napoleonic Wars, people were looking for diversion. They were not so interested in heavy entertainment. 1806 is when he started the symphony, completed in 1807, first performed with some other great works, the Fourth Piano Concerto, the Overture. But he was also writing a number of very important string quartets at the time, the Razumovsky string quartets, the Violin Concerto. So this was a really amazing period in his life. He had resolved to continue being a musician. He had embraced life after the fear of losing his career as a musician because of his hearing loss that he had started to experience about 8 years before he started this Fourth Symphony. So he was really working at a feverish pace, really somebody who had something to say at a critical moment, not really knowing what the future held. So very important, exciting Fourth Symphony, and I think the whole program would be very satisfying with Rossini, very traditional and fun, a new cello concerto, and then this established, exciting Fourth Symphony of Beethoven.